Amy Bodnar, who receives minimum wage?
Dan, there's 360,000 Minnesotans that receive minimum wage. This is due, we figured this out with research through the AFL-CIO. And unfortunately, people think that it's teenagers who get minimum wage, but there's 75% of the people are seniors. And of those seniors, the workforce has doubled in the past since 2010 of seniors over 75 who are still working.
Okay. And in the state of Minnesota, we have a new minimum wage law. How is that being put into effect?
Well, as of August 1st, the minimum wage went up to $8 per hour. And by 2016, it'll be up to $9.50, and then it will be indexed for inflation. And that's very important because, as we know, everything's been going up. So the inflation piece is very, very important.
Now, what difference does it make, Amy, to the rest of the economy that we have a higher minimum wage in Minnesota?
Well, minimum wage workers are more apt to be spending their money in the grocery store and on rent and groceries. And, think about it, if you're making minimum wage, you're getting, it used to be $15,080 a year. And now it's up to $16,260. And that's not a huge increase, but that money is spent more on expendable goods out in the community. And if you're wealthy, you're not going to be spending, you might be putting money into your IRA or whatever, but these people are the hardworking people who are actually, fueling our economy.
Since the minimum wage law was passed, has unemployment in Minnesota been affected?
Yeah, that was one of the cautions that we heard is that, unemployment rates would go up because people wouldn't be apt to hire, businesses wouldn't be so apt to hire minimum wage workers. It's actually gone down. Minnesota enjoys one of the lowest unemployment rates in the whole nation. We're down to 4.3 in jobless rates.
I even saw a report that a number of states that had raised their minimum wage have not suffered increased unemployment. In fact, it's gone the opposite way.
That's proven in Minnesota.
Yeah, very good. How did this minimum wage law get passed in Minnesota?
It was the hardworking men and women of the AFL-CIO who got behind this. And we realized that workers are in need of a decent wage. And, we've extended that out not only to union members, but to all workers. And, the respect and dignity that comes with making enough to live on is just, unfathomable to most people.
Who are our friends in the Minnesota legislature?
We have quite a few. There were a few Republicans who actually crossed over and voted for it, but basically it was the Democrats, and we were able to get the minimum wage increase through them.
And what was the role of Governor Mark Dayton?
Oh, he was wonderful. And he really lobbied for that. In fact, he actually lobbied for a higher minimum wage, which was interesting.
Okay, one final question. Is the minimum wage a living wage?
No. No.
What's the difference between minimum wage and living wage?
Well, think about it this way. My brother-in-law and sister are seniors, and they're retired, and they are living on about $1,700 a month. And out of that, comes about $800 for rent, and then they're paying for prescription meds and groceries and fuel, and they have to pay for their electricity and their lights. They're not wealthy people, and basically what they're living on is a minimum wage. And at 74, my sister really would like to find some part-time work in order to supplement that. And I think that that's really telling. I mean, we're talking about hunger with seniors. We're talking about, people not having enough to pay for their prescription meds or pay their supplemental insurance, and it's a struggle.
So, thank you, Amy Bodnar, Senior Political Organizer, SEIU, Service Employees International Union.
Yep, thank you.